Okay, starting a new endeavor. I'm going to make a series of videos showing everybody or walking everybody through the process of cooking up a set of Mandalorian armor using a 3D printer. I got a small 3D printer, okay? I got first part in printing right there. Let's take a look at how we got here. Okay, so started off asking ChatGPT, where am I going to download files to 3D print some Mandalorian armor? It took me here to the galacticarmory.net. I downloaded this guy, all right? Get all these files. It's all separate files. Even like just the helmet itself has like 20 different files that, assemble to create the completed helmet. Let me show you what those files kind of look like. Hold on just a second. Where did I go? Oh, no. There we go. Okay, so you can see here, like, this is just the helmet stuff. Now there's a couple different versions of the helmet. See, we got here like Boba Fett V2, Mandalorian V2, Boba Fett V3. We're going with the Boba Fett V3 because I like Boba Fett. That's my pleasure. And so anyway, got these big files. All right, so the base file for the helmet, it's so big it won't fit in my printer. It's like way big. Let me show you. Okay, so here's the base file for the helmet, and I can just show you here in DigiSlicer. If let's go new file, new, yes. And if we bring in that helmet, it's like way big. Can't do anything with it. Okay, so you can see what we're working with here. Won't like fit in the machine at all. So I had to cut this down. So I got a long history of like 3D modeling, 3D printing and stuff like that, but all of my 3D modeling has been in Inventor, Autodesk Inventor. In Inventor, when I tried to open up this file and split it into like smaller parts, what I ran into is that because this is an STL file and it's already tessellated, or like it's been transformed into little tiny microscopic triangles, Inventor can't see it as a solid object, so I couldn't use a lot of the tools in Inventor that I might typically use to split up a part. So we jump back into ChatGPT, and I'm asking ChatGPT what to do, and ChatGPT referred me to this software. This is another Autodesk software. It's called Mesh Mixer. And like basically, I don't know very much about it at this point, but I have unlocked the one tool set that I need to make this stuff work. So I got the helmet right here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come over here and hit edit. And then I'm gonna hit plane cut. And it is gonna insert a plane in here that I could use to like separate this object. And what I can do is I can rotate that plane to make the cut that I want to make. So like for instance, I'm gonna grab this green rotate key right here, and I'm gonna rotate this thing back 90 degrees. It takes a little bit of fiddling with it to kind of get the touch, to kind of get the feel down so it behaves like you want it to. But so we can do like that. Just for instance, I'll just say right there, if I go keep both fixed fill. This is all just the settings that ChatGPT recommended to me. I've never really used this software before. When I hit accept, what it's going to do is going to like remove everything that was on one side of that cutting plane and keep everything on the back side, and then potentially you end up with a part small enough to fit in your printer. Now, I'll just tell y'all, I worked on this last night. I actually had to split this helmet into 6 different pieces to get it to fit on the printer. So we can look at that right quick. I got helmet back left version 1. Let's see how long it takes to open these files. Okay, so this is the back left part of the helmet. This is like at the very back of the head. This is like the left temple or left like ear in this area. Then I got, so that's the back left. How about the front left bottom? Let's look at the front left bottom. Okay, here's the front left bottom. So this cut over here is what connects like where the ear is to that last piece, and then it wraps around. This is the mouthpiece in the front. I think these little nubs on the side are for helping you achieve proper alignment for like the earpieces of the helmet. So there's that. That's the front left bottom version 1, and let's look at front left top version 1. It's thinking. Okay, so here's the front left top. So you can see there's the visor overhang bit right there. Okay, so once you get it split into enough pieces that it's digestible by your slicer software and it'll fit in your printer, then I'm gonna jump in slicer. I'll just get this big thing out of here. And now we can go open, just whatever, let's say back left V1. And then I can actually just, modify the settings on my slicer to get the kind of output that I want here. I actually rotated these upside down because the top edge here has like a, I guess I want to say a flat, it's got a flat. So like I wanted the flat part to be on the build plate, whereas the other side is kind of like contoured. If you can see, it's touching in this bottom corner, but it's lifted on this corner. So I didn't want that to be the part in contact with the build plate. So I'm just gonna rotate this guy upside down, 180 degrees, like that. And then you can position it on the board however. I did, whenever I was adjusting the settings here for the G codes that I created last night, I did actually change the adhesion, the board adhesion settings right here. Build plate adhesion. See, it wants to default onto skirt. And what I was doing is I was putting it on brim, and then I was setting this to like 13 mil, which is basically like, I guess, half an inch or maybe a little over half an inch. So I was just hoping that I get like enough sticky down around the edge of this part that it won't want to topple over in the machine. Like if we zoom in down here, like really, let's see, where's my camera? It's got a tiny little nub of a foot that's actually making contact, like positive contact with the build plate, and then there's going to have to be like support under this little gap and support under this little gap. So I'm hoping by using the brim, I'm going to get enough build plate adhesion that I don't have to worry about this thing falling over. And so let's look at what we got printed so far. This is the front left bottom. Okay, so that's what we got printing right here. It's a 4.5 hour long print. So before I get out of here today, I should be able to get this part off the plate. Assuming it's a successful print, I should be able to pull this part off the plate before I get out of here today and start the next one printing. I am using Polymaker PLA Polylite PLA Pro in black, just because this is going to be kind of the biggest print that I've endeavored on, and I wanted to have a little bit more structural integrity maybe, or not have to be so concerned about warpage or stuff like that. So on these little printers, they are capable of printing other filaments, but where I'm set up here printing, it's kind of a public space where people are going to be walking through, and I didn't want to be concerned about fumes or having to do auxiliary exhaust or ventilation or something. So we're going with the PLA, but I will keep everybody posted with how this goes. Like I said, this is the first part we're printing right now today. I do got a couple more 3D printers set up in here that need a little maintenance. Got to have the nozzles changed out on them and stuff like that. But should be fun going down this little rabbit hole and get into doing some bigger prints. Everything I've printed so far has been like smaller stuff, and a lot of it's been like structural, like a little bracket or a little bushing or you know, a mounting clamp or something like that. So this will be the first time doing like a really big ornamental project. So thanks everybody. If you watch this video and whatever, subscribe or whatever. I don't know all the right stuff to say, but you know the deal. Thanks everybody.